So something interesting is happening in the GTA housing market, and it's probably not what you think, because home prices, they are still down. Sales, pretty much where they were a year ago. But there is one number buried in the July housing report that caught my attention: new listings. They dropped almost 18% compared to last year. And that could matter a lot heading into the fall market. Let me explain. In July, just under 6,000 homes sold across the GTA. That's only about 1% fewer than July of last year. So demand hasn't exactly disappeared. But the number of new properties coming onto the market fell from more than 17,600 last July to about 14,500 this July. So roughly the same number of sales, but considerably fewer new listings. See where this is going? Now, before somebody says, Dan, does that mean we are back in a seller's market? No, not necessarily. There are still more than 26,000 active listings across the GTA in July. And the prices are still below where they were last year. So the average GTA home sold for about $1,004,000, down roughly 4.5% year over year. The benchmark price was down about 4.6%. So buyers still have leverage, but here is the question: for how long? Because July sales actually increased compared with June on a seasonally adjusted basis, while new listings decreased. And according to TRAB, that means market conditions continue to tighten throughout the summer. Now, none of this means prices are suddenly about to take off, but it does mean something important if you have been waiting to buy. You can't just look at falling prices and assume, I'll wait for another 6 months. It's probably be even cheaper. Well, maybe, but if fewer sellers list their homes and buyer demand starts coming back, the negotiating environment can change before you see any dramatic change in prices. And seller, they shouldn't be celebrating either, because buyers still have options. Overpricing your home and hoping somebody eventually shows up with an offer, well, that's still not much of a strategy. So heading into the fall, I'm watching one number very, very closely: inventory. Because if listings continue falling while sales hold up, the GTA market could look very different a few months from now. And remember, these are GTA-wide numbers. What's happening in Mississauga, Oakville, Brampton, or your individual neighborhood could be completely different. If you're considering about buying or selling over the next 6 months, then you know what? Send me a message. I'll break down what's actually happening in your local market, not just the GTA average. I'm Dan Mehta, GTA real estate agent. And remember, in real estate, who represents you matters. I'll see you in the next update.